Yeah, let's...
Come here.
Good girl. Good Prima.
There we go. Look at that.
There we go. We're live, we're recording and everything.
Casey, move. Or you're good. She's gonna eat that cake.
No, she is not. No, puppy.
She thinks she is.
Well, a lot of people think a lot of things are going to happen in this basement, but it's not going to happen. Anyway, hello, everybody, and welcome to the CAMcast.
Hi.
Hello. We're down here. We're in the basement. We're live.
Did you share the link?
I'm about to.
No.
Hey, everyone.
I've been busy. We're here. We have a puppy. We have a Casey. We have a Zach. We have Mike. It is amazing. This is probably the happiest I've ever been in this basement.
I'd be happier if Dave was here.
I mean, we all would be, but whatever. So let me just quick share the link here so people actually know what the hell's going on.
Because we only have one viewer.
Yeah, I think technically you count as your own viewer. Oh, hi.
I get no Prima love over here, and I feel left out.
Well, it happens.
This is the good spot over here.
Yeah, man. Copy link. Aw. You're just relaxing, aren't you, pupper?
Oh, soundboard check? Because we're just doing shit.
Yeet.
Cool.
Wow.
Done and done. All right, let me just do this, and then I go ahead. Aw.
I don't like this here.
If you could see... Okay, well, I mean,
Is
we
there
can...
one that describes him?
Yeah, like, all that stuff there, it kind of corresponds to that.
Some good ones.
Oh, there's some choice ones in there.
I'm not going to waste them right now.
I mean, you can't possibly waste them more than we do. No.
One of them doesn't work, though. The bottom right one doesn't work. Oh. I like how we're just... This will be the worst intro ever.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I'm here with the dog.
Yeah, he's dog distracted right now.
I'm also social media distracted because I'm trying to promote this thing.
Did you share the link so I can share the link?
I am doing that right now, I guess.
Because I send the link to other people that you don't send it to. Because I know more people than you, apparently.
Apparently so.
I really don't. I think you know significantly more people than I do. This swap kit puts a Subaru engineering Miata for lower center of gravity. Thanks. The engine they're putting in is a EJ 1.8.
It's got to be light as well, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm still pretty sure that's a cast block. The early.
Okay, it is shared on the cam page.
I'll share you on the cam page.
There we go. All right, let's try this again. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the CAMcast. I am Mike, dear leader, dog taste, leader of men, herder of cats, petter of dogs, because that's a thing I can do right now. And I am joined by the one, the only, the good Colonel Eddie Dean himself, the Lord of the Boards, Zach Lords.
Yeet.
Oh, lovely.
Yeet.
There it is. And enjoying the hell out of a soundboard. I have seen him this excited before, but rarely. It is Casey Barrett of Sedep Automotive, and we have his dog Prima here sitting on a chair and my lap.
Hello, good to be here.
It's always a pleasure having you, bud. Oh, Prima's just trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, she's getting comfortable.
I don't think it's necessarily comfort. I think it's, she's not necessarily used to a chair that can both move along the floor and also rotate.
She likes to push her paws against you and, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like knowing that you're there. It's something that she does.
Well, that's good. I mean, we're here. No, puppy. I don't think rolling on your back is going to be a smart maneuver here. Only bad things can happen.
She's fallen off the bed before.
I mean, I'm assuming you probably have like something softer than just bare concrete.
She's hit bare concrete too.
Aw, Prima. Anyway, once Zach is done with the whole thing that he's doing, he's sharing the social media stuff.
Somebody asking me where I am.
Time to stop!
I'm in the podcast statement. The only place I am Monday night.
Where else could you possibly be?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here or crying at home, because that's what happens when I'm not here on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, so before we got going, me and Casey were trying to explain forums to Zach. and how Casey described it best. They are basically the filing cabinets of the internet.
Just pick your automotive genre.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. My friend is watching the stream right now and says, "Where the fuck are you?" Meaning, literally, he can't fucking see me.
Hey.
That's how dark it is back here.
That's enough. That's enough with the cuss.
Okay,
cuss
yeah, I mean,
words.
come on. Just earmuffs.
We
Earmuffs.
can see ourselves.
Yeah, we're good.
I am right here, Andrew.
Yeah, hold on. We can fix this.
Hey.
There.
Hey.
This is a thing that's not going to last long, Andrew,
No.
so get your licks in.
I had the light I could bring in. That's way too late for that now.
It really is. Anyway. So, Zach, are you ready to do some producing here?
Oh, God, yes. I'm ready to make some content. Let's make some content, guys. I have a bunch of friends who are watching who have never seen me before do this, and this is going to be really embarrassing because they don't know I do this.
It's okay, Zach. We're all out of our comfort zone right now.
I hate this new mic stand. I wish it was right here.
I mean,
Every day is the first day for me. Sometimes it's all right.
Okay, so
so Zach, we're going to let the people know where we are on the social medias.
I have it right here.
Good.
So,
Take it away.
Casey, I want to ask you a couple questions.
Go for it.
Where do you follow the CAMcast and CAM subsidiaries?
Cam Automag and its subsidiaries.
Well, there's definitely the easy one, Facebook, and then
We're on the Facebook.
yeah, my listening spot is gonna be Spotify.
There
We'll
we
get
go.
that in a minute.
We'll get to
Do you listen? Do you see our content on the Instagrams?
Yes.
He did today, at least.
Hey. Okay, so we are on Instagram, Facebook, Cam Auto Mag,
Yep.
and we also have a website where we produce stuff sometimes.
Occasionally, yes.
Yep.
Trent came out of the woodwork and threw up a $30,000 check story.
I think that's just because I made a deal about it last week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for his newfound terrible purchase of a Maserati for $30,000.
Yes, please, I want him to sell me the Viper so
I
bad.
look forward to breaking down in style in that thing as opposed to in misery in the Viper.
Okay, so now we gotta do.
You forgot YouTube. We're on YouTube too.
Yeah, well,
CAMcast is on YouTube.
well, clearly.
We're on YouTube. Okay, so we can find this fine podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, and everywhere else you find fine podcast stuff. We are the Cam Automag on all of those places.
on all platforms.
On all platforms.
That is us. That is what we do.
Okay, now Patreon. There's not much fanfare there normally is, which is weird.
Man. Oh, don't worry.
So do you, Casey? Do you like watching this?
The show,
Yeah. Do you like watching us as a general, listening to us, watching us, hearing us?
I enjoy it a lot.
Seeing us, being around us.
Yeah,
You can pay to see more of us.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little jealous that I'm not a part of it. Honestly, the truth is I am not a part of the private Facebook group.
Well, I think we can make an exception, bring you in.
No, that wouldn't be fair. I've got to earn my way just like everyone else.
Well, don't worry. I'll run you through the gauntlet with the minivan. So you'll then earn your keep and then wonder why we're friends.
Yeah, that'll be in the garage soon. It sounds like.
But you are blah. If you pay $5, he's gonna. There's too much data being pumped into my face right now. It's kind of weird. Okay, if you want to give us $5 a month, you'll be part of our super secret Cam Shenanigans Facebook group, and you'll get to watch every single live stream we do, because we do one every week to the Shenanigans only member group. And to be part of that, you pay $5 a month. And there's a couple other levels. You can get some stickers, get some hats, and we're going to use that to turn into. Do you want to buy a hat for yourself and get some a tote bag and some other shit like that?
Yeah, I do.
You can head over to CamAutoswag.com
There we go.
and pick up all of that hot dripping swag.
Or be dripping in that hot boy swag.
Dripping in all that hot boy swag.
Man, I love that you had to write it down and then proceeded to butcher it.
Yes. We also have our longtime sponsor, Steady Broke, who has been awesome to us. You can head over to them. We have a coupon code where you can go check out their store and get tons of cool swag.
We got a lot of really awesome stuff. They have the Depresso shirts that me and Dave wear. Our block Broke AF shirts that we've been wearing for years. They are still black T-shirts as opposed to some other T-shirts where they start off as black and then slowly become brown. These things are still jet black. So head over to steadybroke.com, put a bunch of stuff in your cart, use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout, save 15% on your entire order.
These are slowly getting worse by me.
It's okay.
I need you guys as fans to help
I
boost me.
Listen, I love that you're out there trying.
There might be a rap coming.
Oh God, yeah. Let us know in the chat if you want rap to happen.
If you want to see me, Zach Lords, Lord of the Boards, rap the intro.
Oh boy.
So
Who can make us a beat?
I was just going
Who
to
out there can make us a beat?
the plan was just to have Dave do it live for me.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Just bass, bass, bass.
I'm liking this more and more.
Thanks. Hey, did you guys do stuff this week?
This weekend
Sure. I
or
don't
week
fucking
or
care.
whatever. I mean, me, Brandon,
Alcohol for this.
Brandon Kuhn, and Glenn. We did some nerding. So there's going to be we got the whole month of February's Nerding for Beginners podcast done.
Yours truly was still absent.
Yep, yet again. That's what is that? 3 months running.
Yeah.
Yep. He's effectively dead to us. Well, Casey, you get up to anything fun in the last? I don't know. We'll just go ahead and cap it at a week.
A lot of shop.
You know?
I can't seem to keep up with the new space.
Well,
creating all of the things that go along with professional business.
Yeah. Well, while we're at it, let us promote that professional business. It is Sedep Automotive. Let us know where it is, where people can find you on the wider internet, and how they can get a hold of you to have you work your magic.
So I've got a pretty nice little website going on right now. You can find pretty much all the information for the shop there and everything that I do. It's going to be, World Wide Web .sedep setup.1. It's a little different than your standard .com.
Okay.
And then down in Mill Creek, right off of 300 West, so 4035 South, 300 West.
All right.
Unit 3, it's in a unit of 5 garages, so it's got a little, some close neighbors.
It's quaint though. It's quiet.
Yeah, it's a good spot. A gate that locks at night. It's very comfortable.
I mean, that's what we're all looking for, isn't it? Just a gate that locks.
And then occasionally you hear sounds of supercars driving by for life.
Yeah, it's right next door to
just right around the
friends,
corner.
Friends around the corner life.
Nice.
Yeah. Or if you want to, save an animal.
Oh yeah, the animal shelter's right there.
The Humane Society's right down the road.
Or if you need some welding done, there's a great welding guy right in the same complex.
Yep, Mike's a good guy.
Oh, he's a guy.
Zach's got lots of stories for him, but that's for another time.
Oh
man,
we got stories.
Man, we've just got all sorts of stuff going on. There's a lot going on in your little neck of the woods. I like it.
It's a cool spot down there. In that, I guess it's like the tip end of what they call Mill Creek.
Yeah, like it is. You are on like the bleeding edge of Mill Creek out there.
Yeah, it's like the building right next door is considered Murray, and it's very hard to find a business spot down in that area. I've honestly been looking for 2 years for a automotive shop, but it's either way overpriced or not very professional looking, or you can't get an automotive business license.
Yeah.
And so this one just it happened so quick. It was good though.
Nice, that's good. I mean, what?
My phone keeps trying to navigate me somewhere, and I don't know where. Okay,
well, maybe close X videos for a minute, and then let's try to get back on track. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad you got a spot. I'm glad it is super convenient to get to.
Yes.
And yeah, man.
And it's a great area, and it literally, Keith and I have talked a lot about projects that he has going on, and things that I will be taking to him and stuff as well too.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
It's so good to have my own garage now versus, I've been working on friends, family members, the word of mouth, friends of friends for 5+ years now, and with doing the racing gig, I definitely was putting all my effort into that, and so it was really hard to push people away for a while. But at the same time, I did my best to help out who I
Yeah.
could when I had time. But
Keep up with this stuff, yeah.
now that I have my own spot versus trying to figure out like which of it's funny, I have like 5 keys to all these race shops that I'm
Dude.
involved with, and it's like I can't take it to that one, or that one because all the lifts are full, or sometimes there's Ian was very gracious and let me work on a lot of things in his spot. But yeah, it's a long time coming for this garage to come together, and it's a really good feeling to have people just showing up, walking
Nice.
through the door, and every other day I get a call from someone I haven't even met yet. So it's
Nice.
everything's come together very well.
Oh, there we go, man. That's good. That just like new people, new faces are showing up, not just friends and family and
Oh, yeah.
hangers on and well wishers and
Yeah.
bystanders.
Yeah, and it's it's gone as far as people that have been recommended and have come into my life and my space from friends. They introduce me to people that I don't even know, and then those people, they're leaving my place with a smile on their face, and so they're sharing
Yeah.
me with all of the people that they know too. So it's a really good feeling knowing that taking a problem that could be so stressful for someone and being able to let them know their options, and whether I work on it or not, it's good to let them, or to know they're leaving the conversation with me with some confidence
Yeah, with some
of
peace
what
of
they
mind.
need to do.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like that's the most important thing that any like skilled trade professional can do. Just you might not do the job, but you leave the person that you gave a quote to, or the little look-see for. You're leaving them with more knowledge than they came in with, giving them peace of mind, so they're not going to go get swindled by somebody.
Yeah, you can go to so many shops in the valley, whether it's general repair or aftermarket performance, but it's hard to find someone that's going to take the time to just talk to you.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could have put mechanic on my business card, but it's automotive consultation. So it starts there.
Yeah.
So as soon as you have anything going on, right, it can create so many questions that someone may not have the answers to, and I'm there if I have the answer, and I'm there if I don't.
Yeah.
So
But
it's-
the
yeah.
important thing is you're there.
yeah.
Yep. All right. Yeah, Andrew, we have better lights, except one of them is broken. So,
Just turn this one on.
I mean, if you really want to, it's plugged in. Just
Let's
reach
see
up.
how
and-
bad it is.
Okay, let's see what happens. Andrew, we're going to bring some light into this. Oh, God.
That's actually not bad.
That's not terrible.
That's not terrible. Andrew did this for you.
Yeah. So, once the video catches up, whatever.
It's like really weird down here now.
It is.
It's unsettling.
Yeah, with the fluorescent lights on it, it was weird.
Change is different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, it's less mysterious, and like the ambiance has been changed.
It feels like something bad happened down here, and more bad things will happen. Because an unfinished basement with fluorescent lights,
Means a lot.
it just screams.
Where's my train set?
Exactly. Anyway, all right, Andrew, let us know what you think of the light. So,
Okay. Do we have birthdays?
I can quick look them up.
Um,
I should probably
there,
do.
there were 2 that I knew.
Oh, there were a couple. So, where is it? See more. Oh, where the hell was it?
While you do that,
That's birthdays.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Let's see. We already did those. All right. So happy birthday to Uriel Sosa, Justin McIntyre, Roseanne Simpson, Stephen Thronston. Oh, I went to high school with him. It's been a minute since I've seen him. The one, the only, the man who is also a verb and is actually following us, Brandon Wicknick.
That was a drum roll. It didn't work very well.
It's all right.
I've been following him the past 3 days.
God, man.
4 days, right? You
Oh,
guys
yeah.
been watching that stuff?
Dude, I mean, we love you, Brandon, but it is Wicknicking to the fullest. And also, happy birthday to Craig Shane and TJ Cox.
Okay, Casey, there's a button on there that I'm going to have Mike point out to you for this upcoming segment.
Okay, we got to figure out like some of the messages, how to clear some of those messages off.
Yeah, we got
need
some.
We need something, but whatever.
Prima, go fix that.
Will you show him which button to push?
Which button are we pushing?
It's the Tesla one.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh,
She
Prima.
was ready.
Oh, you're just all curled up. All right, Casey, hit that button.
Good news! There's a report on TV with some very bad news.
Does that mean Tesla's in the news again?
Yes, it is.
What did they do this time?
Well, it's not gross incompetence. It's actually some good news for them.
Gross evaluation?
Yes. They are valued at $100 billion.
Who did that?
I mean,
That was not the right question to ask.
the economy? I don't know. But they are the first publicly listed U.S. automaker to exceed that mark. So, just
That mark. Just
100
that one.
100 billion. I mean, that.
They've probably never been bailed out either, too, right?
No.
Very
Well,
true.
well, they have been.
So they're like
they have been
double
built out
ahead.
tons of times, not by the government though.
Yeah.
by
Private equity.
lots of private equity.
Yep.
And I bet that there's probably some Chinese money in there as well too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But so let's put it like this. So there is a way, like, if they hold at this valuation, Elon could cash out huge, like $1/3 billion huge.
And he's already it wouldn't double his. It'd be like he'd be adding another third
yeah.
of his wealth to it.
Yeah, Tesla's market value also puts Musk, this is a story on Reuters, puts Musk a step closer to earning the first $346 million tranche of Tesla stock options in his record-breaking pay package.
And then I assume that was like that money will get used for furtherment of his three companies.
Yeah, I mean, he's very good at reinvesting in his own stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still... Listen, I mean, him and Grimes are expecting, so he's going to take a little bit off the top.
Oh yeah.
Have a nest egg.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there we go. I mean, there's really not much else to say. Tesla's worth $100 billion. So,
Musk money.
Speaking of
There it
people
is.
who aren't worth a lot of money.
us?
Oh no, I didn't read that next segment very well. I thought that was talking about Gozin.
No. I mean, there's some fun ghosted news. France is investigating a party he threw at the Palace of Versailles
Oh,
for
God.
his wife.
Wow.
Yeah, so... Nope, bye, Prima.
Yeah.
We'll just put that over there. Yeah, so the French government is looking into that. I believe Portugal is looking into his pink mansion, which is a light pink, like, giant stucco building.
Is it in Russia?
No, it's in Portugal, I believe.
Okay, because
But
it
yeah.
sounds like a very Russian thing. The pink mansion.
Yep. But in better news, Nissan and Renault engineers are starting to talk to each other again.
Aw,
Yeah.
good
So
for them.
for the longest time, we didn't know if they were, just not talking to each other because they didn't like each other, if Nissan and Renault were just operating as independent companies under this one alliance thing. But, or if it was just all Carlos Ghosn just being Carlos. But now the head of engineering for Nissan and Renault are now talking to each other to try to get some projects that are critical to both companies going again. And
What is critical for them? What the next SUV?
I mean, for Nissan, they need something. I mean, they need something new.
Their whole lineup is 10 years old,
Their whole lineup is just like,
13 years old.
I'm not sure how many refreshes you can give to a certain car before.
Cough, 300 or 370Z.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good at using those mold makers, right?
Yeah.
All the equipment to create those
Oh, yeah.
those pieces.
Yep. So, I mean, they're definitely... They both need to figure something out. And it is worth pointing out the new head of engineering at Renault was hired on after Ghosn was arrested. So... that could be, I mean, that is a sign that Ghosn was just kind of interfering in all sorts of things and just being Carlos. But it could also just be this dude has no dog in this fight. He's like, I'm here to do a job. We work together. We need to talk. So let's figure this out. So yeah, that is that. No, you should feel special, Andrew. You really should.
Andrew is special.
Yep. And I gotta teach both of you, like, the proper version of your to use in that.
We're on the internet. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, but you're in my basement.
I'm also speaking underneath your name as well too.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, technically Trent's, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, if Trent's name, fuck it. Speaking about saying fuck it,
Oh God, yeah.
Ford. We all knew it was an issue. Ford's dual clutch 6-speed is shit, and we all knew it.
Yup.
And there's a lawsuit now.
Yep. Another lawsuit. So
No, there was the first one.
oh, so yeah, there was a class action lawsuit that awarded $35 million to owners and lessees or former owners of 2011 to 2016 Fiestas and 2012 to 2016 Foci.
Foci.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause that's the plural of Focus. Foci. Don't argue with me, damn it.
Hey, Andrew, if you're still watching, you should be lucky you got a manual.
Yeah, it would allow up to, I think, $2,500 in like repair costs, or Ford would pay like some amount to, like above trade-in value to get you into a car that, the transmission didn't break. But
What was going wrong with those transmissions?
so those transmissions were developed so Ford could, eke out some more mileage. And they're like, oh, yeah, like twin clutch, it's lighter. Lighter is better when we're trying to eke out mileage. But the engineers and the software people are like, yeah, it is lighter. But in the rigors,
not enough surface area.
yeah, like for doing this, these things are going to overheat and fail catastrophically.
They did.
Yeah, like an insane amount catastrophic failure. So, like, they have been... people have pointed fingers that they might be the cause of some very horrific accidents, but nothing has come of those. But yeah, so Ford appealed the that $35 million settlement in 2018 because they said it was, quote, too lenient. So they have proposed just a $30 million settlement for everybody who owned one of these vehicles or leased a vehicle with that dual clutch transmission. 2 million people are represented by the lawsuit. If you do the math, Ford wants to give you $15 because they sold you a car with a shit transmission.
Thanks, Ford.
Yep.
Look out for us.
Yeah, so we got this story from the Detroit News. I can't remember if it was the Detroit News or the Detroit Free Press, but they had a huge story on not only the troubled development of those transmissions, but the problemed rollout and how Ford kept trying to throw Band-Aid fixes at them. It's just like, no, we have to make this work instead of just admitting defeat. Like, it is a brutal story, and it's either on the Detroit News or the Detroit Free Press. And if it's behind a paywall on the Detroit Free Press, just throw them some money because they do amazing work, and it is worth every penny. So
Good example why you don't push
God,
an issue
yeah.
off like to any caliber.
When your engineers are saying, this isn't going to work, when they're saying, man, the test mule broke down again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. It's like, nope, we're going to do it. Well, speaking of things being pushed
I
back.
was going to say broken because it's a TVR, but...
Well, so here's the thing. Okay, so there is going to be a new TVR coming out, and it is going to be coming to America. Yeah, it is called the Griffith. It is going to be powered by a Cosworth-blessed Ford Coyote V8. And it's going to be backed by a 6-speed manual, and it's going to make 500 horsepower.
So, I want to talk about the styling of this car. I'm going to do the little switcheroo over
Okay,
here.
yeah, do the switcheroo.
Where is it? So, personally, this car looks a lot like a lot of cars.
Yeah.
So I saw a photo of this car a couple days ago, and I was looking into it. Is that the only photo they have on here? Thanks, Jalopnik. We're literally just going to Google this now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could probably go to the Autocar article that they talk about. There's another photo in there, and a picture of a man.
A man.
Ah, Les Edgar. I'm not sure if I've heard of a more Midlands name. Les Edgar.
So, like,
Anyway,
It has like some LC 500 in it.
it's
It
got
has got some new Super, which is what everyone's looks like. From some angles, it has like on the, like this angle right here. It has some Miata in it. Like it has the open smiley "I'm happy to see you" Miata
yeah,
in it. And the back is like straight LFA with some LC in it.
yeah,
It's a weird combo. I like it. It's unique, even though it's
yeah,
a mashup basically.
yeah. Like, and it has the feel and vibe of something you could get in GTA Online.
This one does.
Oh boy, howdy, man. But anyway, so there's nothing really wrong with the development of the car itself. It's the problem with the factory that is being built in Wales.
Why? Sure, the British know building cars in Britain isn't a good idea.
I mean, listen,
They should know this by now.
sometimes, I mean, England took a long time to learn a lot of hard lessons. So, I mean, this is just a drop in the bucket for them. Some of their problems, but yeah, it has been a problem getting this factory up and running and together. And right now, the next big delay is the factory needs a new roof.
Well, the issue is they're moving from Bill's shed to Tim's shed. That's the issue.
They're moving to a shed in a town that sounds like you're clearing your throat, because that is the Welsh language. Listen, my girlfriend's grandmother is Welsh. She is a lovely lady. Wales is a beautiful part of England. However, the Welsh language is insane. So I think we can all agree with that. Like, not besmirching Wales, but
But
come on. You even have to admit that that language is pretty intense.
it's
It is crazy. Anyway. No, I'm glad Andrew and Hunter are safe from all the noise.
yeah. Andrew has a beautiful black ST, Fiesta ST, and Andrew has a Fiesta ST, and Hunter has a silver manual Focus SC.
Okay. Well,
That has a
speaking,
battery
Is
clutch in
that
it.
Hunter's out there?
No,
No.
Someone else's?
no.
yeah, that
I was
that
like,
black.
it's weird if that's his out there and he's not.
So you
here.
want to know the funniest thing? When I saw that thing over there, you know, Jeff Hartle,
Uh-huh.
it looks like his.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, what is Jeff doing in my neighborhood? And then no, it's just some like shithead kid who's almost hit me twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
shaking fist, angry neighbor.
Well, it's like the dad over there is cool. He's a hero in this basement because he parks a fucking Super Duty F-250 in that garage.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it is. Like he's gotten bent at people because they park kind of behind him, like on the street, and he can't back it out because it's one of the Super Duties with the really, really bad steering rack, so you can't turn it. So he can't do any sort of like hard maneuvers, so it's a pain for him to get out if somebody parks there. But yeah, no, like, you know, he's helped get us off the street when my landlord elects to not plow when it's been a snowy day, and you know, we've helped get them out of their driveway and all that shit. But yeah, just that fucking kid with that Focus ST,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Raising hell on the 1,000-foot.
just he's going to learn a hard lesson at some point. Probably not at my hand, but somebody. Anyway. So, as mentioned, we do have our very special guest, Casey, and an even more special guest, Prima, who you saw hanging out over here. But she's just,
We're still here. She's on.
Prima is ignoring me right now.
it's okay.
She loves the cold concrete.
I was
Aw.
She found her spot.
Oh, that's good.
I'll come scratch her, but no, she wants to go sit over there.
Well, that's fine.
Prima, up.
Aw.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on up.
People want to see you, Prima.
Come on.
You can do it.
There we
You
go.
go. There you go. Say hi, Prima.
Prima's back.
Yeah, there she is.
Prima, do the soundboard.
Can you put a paw? Perfect. Good job, Prima.
She loves Law and Order.
Well, who doesn't, you know? Anyway, so me and Casey, aw.
Yeah,
Me-
she loves your hand.
Yeah, well, this is what I do.
Yeah.
You present me with a four-legged house pet, and I will give it pets. That's what I do.
Doing a good job.
I would,
Damn
I
right.
would claim Prima as not a house pet, but as a shop pet.
I mean, I think she's transcended pet.
Yeah, she's living the good life with me, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she had ever been in a house or a car until she came into my life.
Aw.
Aw.
Yeah, she was a farm dog.
Aw. And
But-
now you're down here living the high life.
Yeah, she's got the good life, that's
Yep.
for sure.
That's very good. Well, yeah. I mean, me and you go back quite a ways with the. I remember the red Talon. That was however long ago that was.
The days of learning everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was those were the that was the adventure, the beginning of life as it is, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, little did I know that the cars would never stop.
Back when life was just waiting for us to get out there and enjoy it, and then suddenly.
Yeah, it was bike shop all day long, being a kid, riding my bicycle at lunch, go home, work in the garage, dad's garage, take over dad's garage with the car,
Yeah.
and just never knew that it would just turn into actual racing, career.
Yeah.
Doing the good stuff.
Man, just going from a DSM to actually working in a race shop and now owning your own shop. Like,
Yeah, I'm still waiting to work for that Mitsubishi race team, right?
I mean,
That would be the day. I don't think that's gonna ever come to fruition, though.
sweet. We got some echo going.
And how to get reverb now.
Sweet.
It'll be for my rap.
I don't like this at all. I don't
Auto
like-
tune.
I don't like this power that he's discovered. Man, we need to go back to the simple board, the one that doesn't have the effects in it.
Oh, dude, I gotta fuck with this now off air because I gotta find my rap beats.
You gotta, yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
I can't wait.
I mean, it's going to be quite a sight to
It's
behold.
gonna be a meme.
Yeah. Oh, Rima, you're going down, pupper. Oh, okay. You're still supported, sort of.
Say hi to me.
What the? Jesus.
She's falling.
Yeah. Hi, Rima.
It's fine. It's fine.
There we go.
You get all the love.
I mean, we
Go
got.
see Zach.
Yeah, go see Zach.
Go see Zach.
Go see him. He's.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
No, no.
more Cam.
Aw. Oh, man. So, all right, let's go. Oh, what? Jake is selling his Corvette
It might be just be a meme.
for 15 grand.
It's
No.
probably just a meme.
No, right? It's a stunt for all the attention.
For all the clout.
Isn't that what that guy
It has
does?
to because
Just kidding.
No.
It's his own joke. I'm just going along with it.
Oh,
well, 'cause
Jake.
he's talking about like race season 3 months, so I can't wait for it. I'm running out of photos for the clout. I need more clout.
Oh, Jake.
maybe we'll know more when he's on the podcast.
Yes, which we're trying to figure that thing the hell out. So, all right. So, we kind of touched on why you decided to why you got Sedep going. Let's try to get a little bit more into that
It's kind of the mind of you.
because that is a big decision. Saying I'm going to finally strike out on my own, as opposed to moonlighting. Because, truth be told, that's what we're doing down here. Me and Zach, we're moonlighting. This is
My shop is moonlighting.
yeah, like we're doing nothing but moonlighting. We're living a life of moonlight.
Well, I have been working, real deal working, the past 4 years
Yeah.
alongside with Ian,
Yeah,
and so yeah, it's always been contract work.
yeah,
So it's never been true employee. So that's how all those things that I mentioned earlier were so possible. And so this summer, basically, there was a huge dead spot in time at the shop, getting in hours and
Yeah.
whatnot. And so that kind of popped up the notion again, if I had my own garage and I was, actively keeping up on my own tabs other than showing up to the race gig every single day, I would have more work right
Yeah.
then and there, right? That would be the idea of it. If you're doing everything, all your day-to-day stuff, which has proven itself ever since I've been in the doors of the new space. So it basically said
Yeah.
the same thing
Yeah.
I said to Ian before.
You just-
I'm going to start looking for a garage again. And it happened. And so a bunch of other steps came into play that I didn't expect. And so it was, Ian was adamant about
Yeah.
needing me full time and whatnot. And we came to the agreement that that wasn't going to
That wa-
truly be the case for me to take care of myself. And so everything's still golden there. And at the same time, he passed along a very good contact that came his way looking for some support. So John Marachi of Racer's Edge contacted Ian and said, hey, do you have a guy that you can spare? And he said, well, as a matter of fact, I've got the best guy I can spare because he's actually taking care of himself now. And so John called me, did 2 gigs with him last year, did the finale in Vegas for the GT4 race. There was a couple customers that came into his under his tent for a fun event, so to speak. They hadn't raced it all the whole season, but they came into the very last event
Nice.
to get the taste of the series and whatnot. So we ran the Sin car in
yeah,
Vegas, that Sin R1,
Oh yeah.
that really cool looking thing with the Chevy engine.
Dude, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, and so it was also, little did I know, but I learned at the time in Vegas, it was them learning the car for the 24-hour Creventec race
all
that I
right.
also had the pleasure of taking part in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that double 12-hour
Yeah, dude,
race.
that's
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And so they got up to speed in the car in Vegas. Then we went to Austin. We did the race there, and that had to have been the wildest race weekend event I had ever been a part of. I have never done so much work in my life.
Oh, dude, I can imagine.
There, the prep, the being prepared, having everything there that you could possibly imagine. Everything was top notch by Racer's Edge.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, right? Everything was great, but the Sin car, it's got a ton of custom lightweight parts on it.
Yeah.
Like super lightweight parts. And so that car's designed to do like a 50-minute race.
It's a sprint car, not an enduro car. So
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we made it 18 and a half hours. And by that time came around, every single corner on the car was replaced. And then it came down to the gearbox.
Oh no.
The gearbox wouldn't have failed if we didn't have our very first failure, which was a broken hub flange on the drive
yeah.
hub. And so the drive flange separated from the axle, so the axle flopped in and out of the transmission on the very first instance. And so in a way, it was just kind of eating itself up the whole time, and finally the filter packed up with metal.
Oof.
And that's what ended that event.
Game over.
But besides those exciting tidbits, I got invited in for this season to support their GT3 car.
Hell yeah.
Which is going to be a cool step up in the pace of the paddock, because it's a Acura NSX.
One of those.
Evo, yeah.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool. And it's funny, they're at it was the Vegas race, because they have the banquet, right?
Yeah.
The car was going on display. And they also won the drivers' championship in that car this last year, and the whole team, right? The drivers invited the whole team to put their signature on the car, and me and the other guys were joking around. It was like the next day or something, and the car was getting loaded up on the tow truck to go to the banquet to be put on display, and one of the guys came over with the permanent marker and handed it to me. And so I put my signature down away from the whole team that did all the work. I put it down in the tire rubber down in the corner, but I'm pretty sure that's what is bringing me over to the whole GT3 thing this year. Got to sign the car.
What the hell is this Casey guy? Well, I mean, he was here last year, so we got to bring him back.
Yeah, his name's there. He's here.
He's already signed to the project.
Yep.
Clearly, he was here.
My name's on that seat.
Did you say Casey was here? Was that what you said?
No, no,
Ah.
it's kind of it's the signature, so it just blends in with the rubber.
Oh yeah. We've all gotten to that point in our lives where it's just like, this is a signature? Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a dot over it. As
That
you can
dot
clearly,
over it.
as you can clearly tell, there's an I in there somewhere. You know.
Cross those two T's.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about the most exciting thing that's going to be going on for me this year. Well, actually,
Okay.
yes and no. At the same time, have you heard of the new Spec MX5 series that's come out?
No.
No.
There's a Spec
MX5, right?
Okay.
So, right, there's Spec Miata. Everyone knows
Yeah.
what Spec Miata is. So now Mazda, along with Winding Road, has released Spec MX5.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's fully backed by Mazda. And here's the cool kicker. The everyday, weekend racer can also be in contention or step into the whole MX5 series that goes around nationally that is a point series for just Spec MX5, and you can actually end up in the championship at the end of the year if you have so many points.
Hell yeah.
And you don't have to do the whole thing. And so this is the premier year for it. They were doing some testing last year. It actually came through at UMC.
Yeah, I remember those. Just those MX5s
Yeah.
that were like, I thought they were like just some like expired MX5 like global cup cars. I'm like,
It
somebody-
is, yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
I forget the exact term that they called them, but you can either take a run-of-the-mill street car, your everyday car. I've been looking the classifieds, man. I've missed out on like a couple. I've missed out on more than a couple, but
Oh.
it's hard to find one cheap that you're going to cut up, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you can take your street car that was purchased from a dealership, and you can turn it into this spec car if you follow the whole rule book. Or you can buy a retired MX5 Cup car, the first generation, the NC. We're talking about NCs here. And you can convert that into the spec MX5. So they call it like the glamorous spec car because, right, it was a professionally built race car to begin with. And yeah, so I'm looking for a car, and I want to race here at UMC, which would be a lot of work for me because I still have to get a license.
Yeah.
I was working on that a lot last year with the driver's education stuff. But yeah, they ended up making their to be announced stop here at UMC during the nationals here.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's that's kind of something I really want to get together. It would be very cool to race in that and be a part of it.
That would be awesome.
But yeah, there's that, and potentially maybe driving in the 6-hour
Hell yeah.
too.
That would be
that goes
awesome.
along with the whole getting the racing license thing. I bet you if Matt's listening to this, he's like, yeah, right, Casey's not going to get his license.
No.
No, but yeah, I've been playing by the rules and showing up to as many driver's education things as I can this last year, knowing I'm going to have to try to start off with them watching me this year. So it's a lot of stuff. And then there's the drift car, right?
yeah.
I want to go back up to Oregon too.
Dude.
So it's like they're doing final bout like the first weekend that the drift series starts here. So it's like a toss-up,
Yeah.
big parking lot or go up to a little track.
Go up to final bout. That's man.
I had a good time last year when I went to Park Fest. It was 2 days of just beating on the Subaru. It was so much fun, and I got my taste of an actual competition. Right.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. I didn't make it past the first round.
Yeah.
Dipped off track, but
Whatever. You
learned a lot. So it was good.
Oh yeah. So that is awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
full schedule. Google
yeah.
Calendar stuffed.
that's so much going on.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to turn over here. So I put the question out. What would it take for you to kind of say, screw this, I'm doing my own thing?
Oh yeah.
And as usual, got a lot of likes on the post wherever I shared it. Not a lot of people talking.
That's all right. That's
Whatever,
all right.
it happens.
Makes it easy on my nerves.
Exactly. But I did put it to our Shenanigans members.
Okay,
Yeah.
stuff I didn't see.
Yep, stuff you
Okay.
didn't see. So we have some responses. I think I actually have some more. Let me quick refresh this. Because I think somebody else commented on here. So come on, Shenanigans. There it is. All right. So we've got 3 comments. We have Brandon Kuhn. It would take knowing I could consistently find work. I'm real close to that point. Somebody to do all the admin work that I'm terrible at, and a master electrician license. He is an electrician. Got the journeyman. He's the one who's done a lot of the work down here.
All right.
Yeah. So, but he is. Yeah, like that's what it would take for him to say, "Screw this, I'm doing my own thing."
Yeah, that's the thing that's killing me right now. The administration work. It is.
Oh yeah.
So tough.
Yeah, it's
So
all that.
tough.
It's all that other stuff. Like it's not just doing the thing.
Dude.
You got to do all the other stuff.
Yeah, I'm basically 6. I'm 6 employees in one, right?
Yeah.
I've been having the thought of who am I going to find to be by my side this season that it's hard to say, but is into the same lifestyle that I am, right? Paying
Yeah.
your own taxes and keeping tabs on your own income to be pretty much free, like every day. Like that was the best part about the whole working with alongside of Ian was the consistent work, and right, it's 100% racing, and it wasn't showing up to a job.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's even better with the shop because I'm not having to show up to
Yeah.
that race shop and please, well, right, I don't want to say the wrong thing, come off the wrong way, but it's totally my schedule
Yeah.
and what I want to do.
You're not asking
and,
for work. You find your own work.
yeah, or I can say no, right? Like
Yeah.
you're at the job that you work at every single day, you have to do what comes your way, or else, right, there could be some problems, right? You're not doing your job. But I can truly say no, or you
Yeah.
should go see this guy, and
Yeah.
it makes the day so much easier in a way.
Yeah, like if somebody.
And not that it's supposed to be easy, but with doing the work of 6 people right now, I've got to find all the little breaks I can get in a way.
Oh yeah.
But it's so hard to say no too at the same time.
Man, that's. I think we're all just trying to get there.
Yeah, you're over here being a pillow.
Yeah, I'm fulfilling a lot of roles that an inanimate object would be doing. Anyway, Devin Creasy. He's a lunatic who put a Volvo rear axle in his Corolla, and put a Beams 3SG in there, and then found a Blitz supercharger that mounts in a really weird place.
Really?
Yeah, he is a Doctored Garage on Facebook. Go check out what he's been doing. It is.
He's a good guy.
Sounds
Yeah.
entertaining.
Yeah. So I would love to break out and do my own thing full time, but I don't want to sacrifice my current quality of life. I would need a 6-figure income to be able to justify it, to be honest. Health insurance and stuff is expensive. Yes, it is. So for now, I'll just do my own thing as a side hustle and keep the corporate gig for most of my income. Speaking of which, I need to finish the paperwork so that I can start selling parts through Doctored Garage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's getting on it.
yeah, man, do that paperwork. Come on, you work for Ford. You know all about filling out paperwork. Anyway, Dan Chilinsky, Dan, friend of the program, he's got some really awesome stuff. He's going to be sticking a Ford Barrett and a '65 Mustang, and that already currently has a straight 6 in it. So
That's
one
cool.
one Ford straight 6 for another. He also races Lemons in the FX32, which is a twin-engine Corolla FX hatchback. He's got one 4AGE in the front, one in the back. It's intense.
That seems like the new engine swap these days is doing 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you watch Hot Rod Garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah, that's definitely going off topic, but
But still.
yeah, it's cool stuff. My buddy Jordan wants to do that with Jordan and the whole Festiva thing. He wants to do 2 1.8s.
Okay.
2 turbo kits.
No.
800 horsepower Festiva.
Dear sweet God.
It'd be crazy.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm here to watch.
Daniel's already on it.
I mean, yeah, not necessarily to that extent, but listen.
Yeah,
Well,
I know what those guys are talking about. I don't know if it's like because I'm so frugal that I don't even spend enough money on myself, but I don't tell the government, but I don't have health insurance. I never have. Like it's and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there just like me. And then, that's definitely the good reason to stay at the corporate job for, the good health and whatnot.
Yep.
And yeah, man, owning a house is tough. I could, right? I've never even made it to the process of owning a house. I'm always dreaming about it, but at the same time, still, right? Add it all up, and it's just me coming back to being frugal again. It's
Yeah, man. Like,
renting outweighs, owning right now for me.
Yeah.
So, well, it's how it's always been. So, it's just still doing the same things, right? It's breaking out of the comfort zone and going on that journey to get those things in your life as well. So it's it can be looked at it either way, wanting that freedom of that personal job, and then also, wanting to have that comfortable, house over your head type thing. You got to work twice as hard for, have both of those dreams together at the same time.
oh yeah, like there's, a lot of there's a lot of everybody has a lot of dreams and they just don't they think they only have the one, but it's like no, you got a lot.
Speaking about things like I know anything about them, but I don't because I haven't even made it there yet. You know?
Man, we're down here once a week talking like we know.
Everyone's doing it their own way, their own speed. I think that's the thing to take from this is everyone's at a different page of their novel, and it's weird. I've had my highs and lows through my years of life, and it's weird to even think about it. I'm still young, but like a while ago, I honestly, I was at such a low spot that I thought that I already peaked in life. Like, I thought some of the personal achievements that I created was it. It's tough sometimes, and to make it over that first hump, it takes a lot sometimes, but you can get there. You definitely can, because I was, it's still a roller coaster ride. I was severely in debt, completely out of it. Now I'm, back in full debt again. It's that American way, but it's all right now. It's no longer, debt to have the toys. It's debt for that personal dream and goal. It's all for, the buildup of more to come right now. So it's just being patient and going along with it. That's something else I've learned throughout the years, because honestly, this is my third business license. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not.
Yeah, the other two, the very first one was attempting to sell car parts online. It was the 4G63shop.com. Maybe it might ring a bell, maybe it doesn't, but I did a little bit on it. I created a full catalog, and I had, the vendors and whatnot. I had orders coming through the website, processing everything, but man, I got burnt out really quick of I was only able to get the parts for at the price that everyone else was selling them for, right? Because I couldn't do that huge buy-in that everyone else could do. So I got really frustrated not being able to please people with what they wanted from me. And so I got really kind of bummed after spending all that time on that first project. And it was like kind of doing the work with no positive results, right? It was just staying stagnant on that, value, scheme of things. And so I kind of let that one go pretty quickly. It kind of came and went in like a year's time, which is really bizarre over a summer. But then after that, I thought I was going to have my own bike shop. I learned a lot from the gentleman that I worked for years ago in the bike shop days, and I thought I had it all figured out.
Nope.
Nope. Then
Nope.
again, right? You learn so much stepping out of that.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
It's all right. Yeah. Just
Stepping out of that comfort zone, but man, what did I learn a lot that time.
Oh.
And it was so hard to do that too, because that's where I just mentioned about being pretty far in debt. It was debt from race car days, the drag racing stuff. I
Yeah.
still had the debt lingering over from, a credit card decision I should have never done. And so I had this debt lingering over me while I was trying to create the bike shop, and also working a day job to pay for the bike shop and my life, right? And I had Cole Pallison calling me up, "Hey man, you should come out to the racetrack. You should come work on these race cars with me. Hey dude, you should come out to the racetrack the next week," right?
Yeah.
And so I was so tempted by Cole to get into this lifestyle, or this job career. It was always a dream, and I always looked up to Cole ever since I first met him, from bicycles, and at the point where we both worked on our cars in our garages at the same time type thing. Cole definitely always had the newer stuff, right? So it definitely had that shiny
That vibe,
appeal,
yeah.
like ooh, I want that. I want to be where Cole's at. And it's so cool for him to invite me along the journey of what the beginning of what life was in 2015.
Yeah.
And to go from being an Ian shop, we were sharing, well, Cole was sharing Ian's shop with him, and that's where it all started for me with Ian and Cole, was being in that shop together and working with just 4 great guys, because Doug was in there too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it went from Raceco track days to all of a sudden it's a complete new business being built up that was doing things totally different than what Raceco had to offer with the whole engineering aspect. And so it was a ton of work. We built like 7 race cars that year from scratch.
Jeez.
And it was myself, Jose myself and Jose in the beginning, and Doug just busting butts, just working like 14 to 16 hours a day in the shop.
Yeah.
It was wild. And then thank goodness OP came along, and then Cody Perkins came along doing all his mechanical experience. Before we knew it, by the time we ended up in Australia, we had this dream team of like 8 people, and included full-time like videographer, Judson.
Good old Judson.
It was a crazy year to come together. And then little did I know in that year, right, that everything else would have come to pass, and just all these crazy adventures year after year. It's so wild going to all these new tracks every single year. Every year holds at least one brand new track, and all new sights to see. I love traveling, seeing all the cities with the teams. It's a good time. We definitely make time for some evening stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely got to get out and see.
Mm-hmm. So that's but definitely going all the way to the East Coast finally and whatnot. It's still coming back to Salt Lake. There's no place like home.
Yeah.
It truly is no place like Salt Lake. There's a lot of green in other places, but it's still at the same time there's some attraction to the Salt Lake Valley, right? That just you can't get anywhere else.
There's no place quite like it.
Mm-hmm.
So
No place quite like home.
exactly.
No place quite like home.
So I do just want to read Dan's. We got to mention that Dan said something. We didn't read his comment. I just want to get it out there.
At the very bottom?
Yeah. So I want to, but I don't think I ever will. Similar to Devin, I would need well into the 6-figure range to cover my family and private insurance costs. I'm hoping to build a decent side business with the Mercedes parts I am designing. I'm hoping to leave the DoD world one day, but who knows? So, yeah, I mean...
He works on like radars and cool shit.
Yeah. He's an actual engineer.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm down here just trying to figure shit out.
Well, hold your horses. I'm an audio engineer.
That's very true.
Googling the equation.
Furiously Googling, getting on YouTube trying to figure out how shit works. Like, wait, no.
Yeah.
Don't mock me.
It's all
I
right.
don't know what this knob does.
Oh, damn it.
That's a big hallway.
Right?
We did get one comment on the old Instagram here. Aw. Bruno's anniversary.
Oh.
Yep. Shout out to Bruno. Happy anniversary.
Prima.
Anyway, so on
She'll
the
never love me. Never be loved again.
it's okay. This is
Could you love me?
she's just falling asleep on me repeatedly and then like waking up because she doesn't understand that we can both move independent of each other.
Swivel chairs.
Yeah, she doesn't quite get it. It's adorable, but let's see. A one Mr. Hollywood Matt Guyver, super adorable woofer, but stresses me out around the golf cart.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah. It's yeah. She loves motorized equipment. I think she believes those are the things she's supposed to herd.
Oh, Prima, you can't herd these people. Matt and Dave have a hard enough time trying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's more so describing how she chases the golf cart up and down the asphalt whenever Ian and I are driving it.
Aw.
She loves it though.
Oh.
Her favorite thing's a scooter. You've seen that, right?
Yep. Love the scoot. All right. Well, let's get on to the next segment, our racing segment, the Racing-ing Mongooses.
I had the S's last time.
There's so many S's.
I thought about doing one more,
Yep.
but I thought it'd be a little too much.
Well, it's all right.
Holy shit, was there a race to watch?
There were 2 races to watch. I watched one on Friday and ignored my job for quite a while.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing too. Yeah. I was bummed kind of though. It wasn't I watch all the SRO America stuff and it's like they cover all of the competitors. They only
Yeah.
covered so many in the pilot challenge, right? Did you
Yep.
notice that? It was
Yeah.
like talked about the same 10 people.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of those, like, if I were smarter and would have thought this through, I would have probably just brought up, like, the Radio Le Mans audio on my phone, because I had the NBC feed of the Michelin Enduro Challenge, so it was,
Yeah.
these people who couldn't be bothered to care.
Huge dead spots, right? Because
Yeah.
of like commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, all right, well.
And the audio wasn't on sometimes.
Yeah, like, it was just, but man, like, although, I mean, the broadcast was annoying. It got real dramatic right there at the end with that Mustang completely forgetting that there was an Aston Martin right next to it.
I missed the very end of it. I had to go
dude.
down to the shop.
Oh, dude, it was
No internet down there. I paid for the track pass
Same.
online.
same here. That's what
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
But so yeah, like last 10 minutes going into the bus stop, there is a TCR Audi RS3 and then this red Mustang just carving through these TCR cars, and then there's a GT4 Aston Martin right there. Mustang gets a little bit ahead of him, hits the passing lights to, tell the Audi that he's there. Tries to go where the Aston Martin is. Yeah.
No room.
Yeah, no room. So,
Oh gosh.
yeah, the Aston Martin just, hits the brakes and just, ducks down. Mustang just keeps on going and hits the tire wall and then just flops over.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I read that the driver was okay though.
Yeah.
He made it to his kid's like performance the next day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I saw that he did get out of the car after, the medical professionals and track safety people had shown up, but yeah, it was at that point I had to explain to my coworker multi-class endurance racing
Yeah.
and why this race was going to be ending under caution.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Riley Win AMG GT GT4 etc. took the overall win, and former podcast guest Gavin Ernstone of Roadshagger Racing won TCR.
Really?
The CAMcast bump is a thing, folks.
Nice.
It's real.
Good work.
If you're a professional race car driver and you're out there looking for a bump, feel
Come
free
on
to
the
hit us
show.
up. We're here.
Casey, what's it going to do for you now?
Well, I was just thinking it might, advance my drift
You've
career.
been on
There it
twice
is.
now. Like that's it's probably not a double whammy, but I
And
don't
it's
know.
like it's the same. Is it the same like show? Right. This is
Yeah.
the second time after the
Yeah, man.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah. So doubled up.
Yeah, man. Like,
Yeah, I think you are. Yeah,
It's going to be a tradition, I think.
I
yep.
saw you exactly a year ago.
Yeah.
I met you a year ago.
Aw.
Happy anniversary.
Oh.
Aw.
We might be off by a day or two. We'll have to
Yeah.
see what Facebook says.
Exactly. There it is. Oh, hi, Prima.
She's back.
Just
Got your little
keep
smile.
ignoring me over there. See how it is.
Go say hi, Prima.
Yeah, go say hi to Zach.
Go say hi to him.
He needs.
Oh,
he
now
needs-
you want to come say hi to me?
Nope.
Prima.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
There you are.
There it is. Anyway, so
You can't want it to happen, you know.
no, it just has. You just have to let it happen, man. Well, we'll let Zach deal with the pupper. Yeah. So then, so that was the feature on Friday, and then the main, the 24-hour.
I missed the start. Did you see the start?
No, I missed the start. I was driving over to my girlfriend's house, struggling to get. I don't know what it is, from my house to like Winchester. I've got good cell coverage. As soon as I cross Winchester and like, because she lives on about 39th and 9th, from like Winchester to there is like no cellular data.
The Bermuda Triangle
It's
of
like
Utah.
it just doesn't seem to exist. Like
Yeah, there's
like if I'm streaming something, it just dies. Spotify's just like, sorry, man.
there's something weird about the East Bench.
Yeah, I don't get it. So I'm trying
Up
to
on like 13th, you lose it for
So-
sure.
Yeah, it's so annoying. But yeah, so I'm struggling to try to get, like RS2 IMSA radio going,
Mhm.
And finally by the time I pull into a parking spot or apartment complex, like, oh, it's working, but I gotta go.
Yeah, I was going off of the the time that they're advertising. I was like, oh, cool. I saw
Yeah.
that it was going to start at 2 or something. I can't remember the exact details, but I'm like, oh, there's like a half-hour buffer. They're going to start the broadcast.
We're good.
Yeah, nope. It
Nah.
was it started. Yeah, those two digits that I saw that were different that made me think there was this half-hour buffer.
Nope.
Nope, it didn't exist.
Nope.
Missed the start.
Man.
But sat there for like 5 hours in the beginning and watched,
Nice.
the
Yeah.
first part.
Yeah.
It was,
I managed to pop in here and there, like when we had to do some stuff. We got lunch with her family, but once we got back, I was in the kitchen. I at least had Radio Lamont going, which I'm telling you people, the way to do it is you just watch the NBC feed, but you have Radio Lamont going. There is exactly a 40-second difference. So Radio Lamont is 40 seconds ahead of what you will be seeing on the TV, but it doesn't matter.
yeah.
The commentary is so much better.
This reminds me of another motorsports hack.
Yeah.
When you're watching F1, supposedly, maybe I learned this here. You
Maybe.
watch you watch it on the Spanish channel on Spanish ESPN or,
Oh,
or
yeah?
whatever it's airing on.
Yeah.
You watch it on the sister channel that airs it in a different language, and the commercials are almost zipped to null compared to the American version.
All right.
Or the English channel.
Hell yeah.
So
well, there we go.
yeah, so that might work out for some people.
We're just making your racing lives so much better.
Yeah.
Or at least how you can watch racing. Might
Well-
not be able to make you a better driver, but damn it.
And it's so funny. I haven't watched. I never. So right, you're adamant about something, right? I'm adamant about cars and whatnot, and then it can go so far. Being a geek and knowing everything about cars, right?
Oh, yeah.
like. I definitely am not a true geek when it comes to cars. Like I know a lot of stuff, but it's mostly on the mechanical side, and so it's like listening to music and knowing every album, every artist, every song, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that about the automotive stuff, right? And so, I can't believe this just happened. I totally forgot where I was going with this.
It's okay. I'm going to start talking and hopefully it'll come back to you.
Yes,
Hey,
good call.
All right.
Speaking of F1, 3 minutes ago.
Hey, man. We'll get, okay, real quick. End of February, the new season of Drive to Survive drops on Netflix. So you will get to see behind the scenes at Mercedes during the German Grand Prix where
Oh.
everything went to shit for them.
Oh goodness.
Yep. So like that was the race that Netflix was filming. Like that was the time.
first season was pretty good.
Oh yeah, this one is going to be awesome. I'm excited because all the kids are going to be there, like Lando and Alex Albon and
All
Yep.
the kids.
Yep.
Oh,
They're fucking children, man. Like
Some of them are younger than me.
Lando Norris, Meme Lord, 18 or whatever
Yeah,
he is.
fucking Max is what, 19 now? Yeah.
Max all of like 23. Dear God. Anyway, back to the Rolex. So every DPI that was entered, finished. Yeah, and Mazda scored their best result ever at Daytona by finishing in second, but Kamui Kobayashi retains a perfect record at the Rolex 24, and he took home the win for Wayne Taylor Racing.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah.
I missed the sprint after the stop and hold.
I heard about that when I woke up the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, and then I just heard it was like, he did this, and I'm like, damn it!
Yeah.
Why did I have to fall asleep?
A whole lap down, and the driver that got the stop and hold, he got the place back. He
think-
made up for his
I think
mistake.
that was Renger van der Zand, the one who fucks, the one who made.
The one who fucks.
We talked about that. We have declared him the one who fucks because he made an insane pass at, I think it was not last year, but the year before, season ender, when they finally went back to Laguna Seca. He made a crazy pass on the inside at the top of the corkscrew. Something the last time somebody did that was in the kart days, and Alex Zanardi did it. Like, it was fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like, not a place to pass.
Yeah.
But there he was. But yeah, I think it was Ringer van der Zand. He was the one who got the penalty and then made up the lap again.
Yeah.
And then he handed off to Ryan Briscoe, who was, like, insanely consistent. Like, he was running, like, at one point, they ran down, like, the last 4 laps he did. He was like, all right, well, it was a 35.7, and then a 35.4, and then a 35.6, and a 35.5. It's just like, yeah, okay.
It's like, oh, there's probably traffic.
Yeah, it's like, I'll take that level of consistency. But, yeah, man, so Wayne Taylor Racing, that's 3 out of the last 4 years that they have been atop the podium.
Yeah, that is rad.
That is insane. And this is after all of Wayne's kids have
Yeah.
broken out and gone to greener pastures,
Mm-hmm.
which, at least for Ricky, was not such a hot move, because those Acuras were not having a great day.
Yeah, it was wild watching it bounce off the ground like that.
Oh, dude.
It looked rough.
Oof, that was not pretty. Not pretty. And then
They changed like three noses, three
Yeah.
front clips.
something like that, yeah. I mean, and even the one that they finished with was looking real rough.
Yeah, people kept saying like it was like it had to have been dead shock or something like that. I was watching the right front tire through that, that open hole on the top
Yeah.
of the fender, and it wasn't moving. You could hear the bodywork underneath. I think it was, something was sucking the floor to the ground,
Yeah.
is what it sounded like.
That's not good. But yeah, and then man, and they had higher fuel consumption than I think even they thought.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
all that
'cause-
drag.
Yeah, because they just like kept. I mean, even before that, they were still like coming in, slightly ahead of schedule, and it was like, that's not a recipe for success.
I see.
Yeah. Meanwhile, fucking Cadillac hasn't changed much in the last 3 fucking years.
Yeah.
The engine has just gotten smaller, but still massive compared to everybody else. They're like, nope, do 26 in a stint. We'll see you later.
Dude, they could have kept going.
They really could have. Adrian Newey's kid was on the Dragon Speed Racing team, who took LMP2 in insanely dominant fashion. They won by like a minute and something.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So Ben Keating, who he was on the second place car in class. He had an opportunity to win possibly 2 Rolexes because he drove in an LMP2 car, and then he was also in a GTD car.
Yeah, he had to do the 4-hour minimum on each one.
Yeah.
He did 8 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Going between a GT3 car and a prototype, like it's.
Oh, I bet you he was like, driving the GT3 car. He's like, driving the GT3 car, just, dealing with it. And then he gets back in the LP2. He's like, okay, yep, this is it. Yeah, this is good.
Right.
This
Down
feels good.
force.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now moving on, GTLM. It came down to the wire, and the big mate, the black number 24 the BMW M8 GTE of Rahal Letterman Lanigan, held off both of the 911 RSRs.
That was the true race the
Yeah.
whole time. It was like I was saying earlier, like 2 a.m. That's when it was awesome.
Oh, dude, like every time it looked like a Porsche could maybe do it, somebody in that BMW just a little bit more, just kept it just a little bit ahead.
Yeah, the first time that I saw the Porsche come around the BMW was like 1:30, 2 a.m. because both those cars were on the same time schedule. They both came in at the same time, and so
dude.
they were racing to leave pit lane at the same time. And right, the BMW was out front, and there was a moment. I don't know who was in the 912. Krone was double stinting the BMW, and but whoever jumped in that Porsche knew he knew that he had to. Oh, wait, no, maybe it was the other way around. Gosh, there was so much. But anyways, there was that time they both came out, and the Porsche was probably leaving pit lane right as the BMW was entering turn 2, and he hunted him down all the way to NASCAR turn 1 or turn 2 or turn 1, right when they were coming out of NASCAR turn 1. Out of the infield, the Porsche just started coming around him. He hunted him down on cold tires and just came around him and held him off for a while after that.
Dude.
And I'm pretty sure the call was from the BMW team was just pace him, you know?
Yeah.
Because if you were watching it like me, every single time, as soon as they got onto NASCAR turn 1, the BMW just walked them all the way to the bus stop. And the only way the Porsche could catch up was, you know, in the braking zone in actual turn 1.
Yeah, like that. Man,
It was entertaining.
It was great.
Yeah, and then when morning came around, it was like I came back to the computer and one of the announcers was like, it looks like they just turned up the horsepower on the Porsche, and sure enough, I don't know if it was just the temperature conditions changing or if they really were sandbagging the whole time,
Dude.
because they were keeping the gap on that BMW the whole bank for a long time after that.
Oh yeah,
It was sweet.
dude. It was great, and then to see them go like 2 and 3 wide, just like, this is for the class lead. What are you doing?
Yeah, they
Dude.
got serious when it got into that like 5-hour window. And right, I was expecting there to be some crazy battle to the end, and nope, the end was boring.
Yep.
The end of the 24-hour was boring.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The rained out last year was more exciting.
Yeah, because you didn't know like what was gonna happen.
Yeah, you're like, is it gonna go green again? Nope, not yet.
Nope. And
Just kidding. It was sweet that it was full good weather run.
Oh, yeah.
This year,
Yeah.
it really made for great racing.
yeah, and this one set a new distance covered. for-
Yeah?
Yeah, like 2,900 some odd miles. So, yeah. Let's see. So the C8R debuted. The number 4 car wound up having a major oil leak. Went behind the wall, got that handled, and then it understeered into the Armco, leaving the pits.
Dude, I saw that
And
with
picked-
a LMP2 car too. Was it an LMP2 or was it DPI?
I think it was a P2 car.
Yeah, dude, they were just talking about it too.
Yeah.
Like, gotta be careful. They extended the,
Yep.
the limiter all the way up to here, and
Yeah.
yet it still happened.
Always.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man. But the number 3 Corvette was reliable as all hell. It just finished behind the Porsches and the BMW.
That is a great first appearance, right?
Yeah.
Great debut.
Yeah, I mean, for a car that is just totally different than anything that they've ever done, going up against cars that have existed in this space.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did you see any of the night shots of that car when they had the camera on it around the track?
No.
Dude, it was throwing flame, just a constant
Oh,
flame
shit.
out the tailpipe.
Hell yeah.
Just this like 4 to 5 inch flame just the whole time it was running. So it just looked like it had literal boosters on, just going around the racetrack.
Hell yeah.
Just 2 torches coming out of the rear bumper. It was sick.
Amazing.
That car there was a lot of energy going through that thing.
I cannot wait to see what that thing does with a little bit more time, because that's going to be a very that's going to be something you don't want to see. All right, we're kind of coming down to it. So let's see. We're going to talk about GTD. The podium was swept by things powered by Audi engines. So the Paul Miller Racing finally got their first win at Daytona, and I didn't know this, but I knew Madison Snow sat out last year because he wasn't happy about his IMSA driver rating.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yep. But this year he was back in the Paul Miller car, So
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Listening to the broadcast as well.
yeah, so he finally Madison got a Rolex, Paul Miller got a Rolex, everybody got a Rolex.
Yeah, and it's cool to see the whole Magnus story unfolding. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if there was other stuff to it, right? But they announced that they were ending their program, but little did I know it was for a whole nother joint venture going
Yeah.
on, so that's cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
And then
I saw some assumptions of like money and this and that, but that was weird. But yeah,
John Potter knows what he's doing. He's a
Yeah.
man who enjoys his soup, all
yeah,
right?
Yep, he's not leaving that stuff.
Nope. But yeah, Magnus finished second. So it was a 1-2 for the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 after we all remember a couple years ago where those cars were sandbagging super hard in practice and qualifying, and then race pace they were keeping pace with the GTLM cars. That was that was a fun 24. Holy shit. I missed that. And then the rounding out the podium in GTD was the WRT Audi Speedstar R8. So there we go. Finally, Fernando Alonso has no more bridges left in F1 because his partnership with McLaren has come to an end. And I do know there's at least one person out there screaming, talk about the IMSA ACO thing. I need to do some more reading on that.
What's that?
So finally, IMSA and the ACO and the FIA have come to an agreement on their top-tier class. So what has been widely referred to as DPI 2.0 will be legal to race at Le Mans in a few years.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So it is going to be the Le Mans hypercar with whatever DPI 2.0 is. I can't remember. I need to do some more reading on it before we talk about it. So we'll get to that next week or maybe the week after. I have to do a lot of reading, damn it. So there we go. And let's do one of these on our way out. We have these shenanigan things. I kind of know what they are.
I'm going to let Casey pick these.
Okay, so Casey, your options for our closing shenanigan story are the masked squatter, just what your lazy fat ass needs. Every restaurant has a drive-thru if you try hard enough.
We already did that one.
No, we didn't. It's been on there for like 3 weeks.
Well, we've done a lot of similar things to that.
Yeah, but this one is
Different.
a little different. Gun down in his prime and support is support, I guess. So, those are your choices.
How about support is support, I guess?
All right. Heroes are everywhere. A Brooklyn man registers a beer as an emotional support animal.
Is that him?
That's him. Look at him. Actually, no, that's a stock photo. So,
That's. I was so hopeful.
47-year-old Floyd Hayes of Brooklyn, he's a self-described ideas man, has registered a pint of beer as an emotional support animal with the USA Service Dog registration. The specific beer, reported Ale Street News, which broke this important story, is a 16-ounce lightly hopped session IPA served in a regular bar pint glass. This is what we've come to, people. We've
Trying to find an image of him.
Hold on. I travel from upstate to Brooklyn a lot, and on the bus they say it is a federal crime to smoke or have an alcoholic beverage unless by prior written contest. And I always wondered where you get that consent. He said contest, then consent. He told the Brooklyn Paper, not that I'm an alcoholic. Ironically, Brooklyn Paper added, he is observing dry January. Yep. So
I can't find a photo of him. I'm just hoping it's this dude right here.
I mean, yeah, we can all hope that that's what he actually looks like. But there we go, folks. Support is support.
Actually, this might be him.
I don't think he can
I
take
fucking found him.
that beer
Brooklyn,
on a
New
plane,
York.
though.
I found his LinkedIn page.
Oh, shit.
Creative director, experienced pioneer, and idea monger, Brooklyn, New York. I think I found him.
So throw it up there. Let's see what we got.
Did you say idea pioneer?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Idea monger and experimental pioneer.
Experimental
From
pioneer.
Floyd
Holy
Hayes
shit.
Consulting.
I don't know what... Yeah, do what you can, man.
That must be him.
God, because we're... Holy shit. Oh, my God. I can see it.
It's his LinkedIn. Oh,
Hold
God.
on.
That's not him.
That's got to be him.
That's not him. That wasn't the guy next to the beer.
No,
No,
that was a stock photo.
Yeah, that was from iStock.com.
Oh, it was a stock photo.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like the actual guy on that
no, but
article.
don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
I googled Floyd Hayes or whatever his name was, and then this came up.
my
Let's see. Providing.
No wonder they
clients-
didn't put his photo up.
There it is. Wow.
That's the guy.
Oh, he has a
That's the guy.
website too.
Oh shit. All right.
He has quotes in his LinkedIn. Pregnant with marketing genius, all around the box free thinker, off the page in your face.
Dude.
This has to be him.
Well, whatever. We will do some more deep diving on this
I'm still
hero. But right now we got to bring this thing into a safe harbor here
Okay.
because we all got.
Oh,
things.
he has a.
You ready for the last thing that I was like, oh, I got a story I can tell you?
Okay, yeah, hit me with. Oh yeah, the story.
Okay. We were talking about Jordan Taylor,
Yes,
right?
we
You were
were.
like, I would
Jordan
like
Ta-
to meet that famous person.
Jordan Taylor, aka Rodney Sandstorm,
So-
aka Fonzie's dad.
goes well with the whole Rolex thing. So last year, we're setting up pit lane, setting up our pit stall,
Oh yeah, 'cause-
and everyone's doing the track walk, right?
yeah,
I don't know if I've already told you
you
this.
have not. No.
Okay, good. Everyone's doing the track walk, and out of the corner of my eye, who do I see?
You see Jordan.
Jordan Taylor. I was
Hell.
like, no freaking way. I dropped everything that I had going on, right? And I wait for him to come just like right in front of our box so I can just walk straight out and shake his hand. And sure enough, that's what I do. I walk out and kind of weird, speechless. I'm like, hey, Jordan, just want to, meet you, shake your hand. And he just gets this huge grin across his face. He goes, thanks, man. Have a good weekend, right? Just like super quick and easy. I come walking back over to our box, and everyone's looking at me like jaw dropped. And they're like, you know what you just did? I'm like, no, what just happened? I know I just shook Jordan's hand, but what did I really do? And they're like, you just cool guyed Fernando Alonso. I was like, what? I was so fixated on Jordan, I had no idea Fernando was right next to him.
Holy shit.
Just cool guy Fernando shook
Yes.
Jordan's hand, but didn't even shake Fernando's hand.
That's amazing.
So funny, right? Just like total tunnel vision, just like, see one person. It's like, oh, the funniest dude I know. I want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, everyone was dumbfounded that happened. It was so funny.
Oh my god, that's a hell of a story to close on. Another awesome thing to close on. Casey, remind the people, because we did it at the top of the show, now that we're closing out, where can they find Sedep and you, and how can they get a hold of you to get you to do some work for them?
You can find me on the internet, Facebook, Instagram, on the World Wide Web, Sedep.1, SEDEP.1, and address is 4035 South, 300 West, number 3 in Mill Creek, right next to the Humane Society. And then if you can remember phone numbers, 435-841-1670.
One more time, I'm writing this down on the table.
435-841-1670.
Okay.
But, yeah, honestly, just a phone call and a conversation. It's that's all it could take to really send you down the right path. Versus today, I had somebody that came into the shop. They were getting a second opinion. Someone told them $3,300 to do a head gasket job on their Subaru,
No.
right? And he comes in, and it's not even a head gasket job. It's a totally different oil leak from somewhere else. And I'm going to be taking the car apart and fixing this oil leak for $250 on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And really, if it's just a phone call with me, it doesn't matter. A phone call does not have to turn into a repair. So leave it right there. So if anyone deserves any honest assistance or opinions, you can get a hold of me at any time.
There we go. All right. Now that we got that, we need to do our closing housekeeping stuff. Follow us on all of our social medias. We're at CamAutomag on a lot of them. At CamAutomag.com. There's stuff up there, aside from the podcast. There's lots of pretty pictures from years past. Go ahead and check them out. See how we've progressed or regressed. I don't know. Whatever.
A little bit of both.
Always moving forward.
Exactly. If you want to support us, one of the many ways you can do it is heading to CamAutoswag.com. Get yourself a hat like Zach has. I would normally be wearing my hoodie, but I was a little bit too warm. So, oh, there we go. Say hi, Prima. Yeah,
Hold
go
on.
Pupper.
I can do a thing.
You don't have to zoom in on Prima.
I'm fucking going
Okay,
to.
zoom in on Prima.
I was gonna do the Jerry one.
Hey, Jerry, you mind if we get back to the task at hand?
Prima, you're famous. More famous. Anyway, CamAutoswag.com is where you go to get hats, t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, all of your favorite Cam Automag stuff. We have new logo merchandise like Zach's hat. We have the old
can't
script
see it.
logo that was designed by Jose.
Really?
Yeah, he did the old school script logo that we had. So
I really miss him.
Jose's awesome. We miss him too. Need more of him in our lives. We have the Fly Cam Am, a ripoff of the old Pan Am logo stuff
Very
that
cool.
I did.
Very
We
cool.
have the new I Signed the Waiver t-shirt from when Dave did the 11 challenge up at Wing Coop. It's a picture of him just being a sweaty mess. But he signed the waiver,
Signed the
goddammit.
waiver.
That's dangerous.
Hey man. He's been a different man ever since. But all that stuff is available over at CamAutoswag.com. Another way to support us is more directly patreon.com/CamAutomag. That's where you go to pretty much just give us money directly. If you want to watch more of this, we do it actually every week, but for the most part, we do it just for our patrons in the Cam Shenanigans Facebook group. $5 or more a month is how you get in there. It's a very low bar, but that also gets you this weekly live stream podcast, gets you access to bonus content. It gets you the audio version of the podcast a day early. So all of that for $5. That's a lot. A lot of entertainment.
It's $1.25 to watch each of one of our.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could really continue to break down the math, but we're not going to because we're not good at it. Anyway.
That's hard.
Exactly. And while you're on the internet throwing some money around, head over to SteadyBroke.com. Steady Broke Clothing has been a longtime sponsor of this here program. They provided us with some quality merchandise, and they can do the same for you. Got all sorts of stuff. The Broke State University t-shirt, the Broke AF block t-shirt that I always get comments on when I am out there wearing it. People seem to like it because they can relate to being broke as fuck. Head over to SteadyBroke.com. Use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout. Save 15% on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams.
Steady Broke.
Yep.
SteadyBroke.com.
Exactly. This podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Share us with your friends. Lock somebody in a box truck. Throw a Bluetooth speaker back there. Make them listen to all 249 episodes.
God.
Yeah.
I'll give $1 to anybody who gives me the math on how long that will take.
So, all right. There's a quick way to earn $1.
See, no one has I've given several offers.
Don't give the answer. Just only produce the equation.
Yes, exactly.
Because I offered $15 to somebody who would count. Hey, we're Cam Automag at ISS last year.
Yep, but nobody did.
Oh, and there's another one I was really easy too. I don't know.
Whatever. And so next Monday there will not be a podcast recording because we are actually recording on Saturday.
Oh, it's that one.
Yep, we are recording with the man, the myth, the legend, Kit, Admiral Funbags himself, and the boys from Shugenja Racing. So we're doing that on Saturday because it's the best day that works for them. So, and it's also going to be the start of Fantasy Draft February. So there's going to be a lot of fantasy drafts, a lot of me explaining what the hell a fantasy draft is to a lot of people, giving me confused looks.
I'll just fuck it up like I did last time, and the
Yes.
time before, and the time before, and the time before.
I think you actually did it correctly the first time, but then after that, it was all downhill. It was
Let me tell you my dream road trip, Mike.
it was a rapid descent into failure.
Well, I think the first fantasy draft, it was my first time on the podcast.
That was like your second or third.
Okay. I was still green, and I was still sitting over there.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, you were, and also Trent was still around. So,
Yeah, he leveled me a little bit.
yes, that he did. Anyway, so this has been episode 249. There it is. For episode 249 of the CAMcast. I've been Mike,
I have been Zach.
I'm still Casey.
and this is Prima. All right, everybody. Bye.